Found out that my husband is secretly transgender, and I don't know if I can support him. Got married a few years ago, and I love the guy to death. But recently I was going through one of his boxes of old things and I found a lot of stuff that told me he was leading a very different life before I met him. A lot of things like women's clothes, corsets, and even hormone pills. I talked to him about it and apparently he tried to transition and gave up some time before we were married. He's still got issues and has admitted he secretly wants to transition, but is afraid of the consequences. I did some digging and found out that he wants implants and maybe eventually the full surgery. He only holds back for the sake of family. I'm also a little upset about it. It feels like I'm stuck in a situation where I should be supportive. But if he does it and I stay with him, my life will go in a totally different direction. I also wanted kids, and now I'm not sure how that would work out. It's a mess and I don't know what the best option is. I have a hard time talking to him about it. You can support someone's transition without staying married to them. You both deserve to live fulfilling, happy lives. Unfortunately, that might mean leading these lives separately. I would look into relationship as well as individual counseling for both of you. A marriage counselor can help you through separating amicably. It is totally okay to not be okay with this. You wanted to marry a man, not a woman. Feel your feelings. Take time to think. There is no wrong choice here. As a trans dude, you're okay to be upset about this. I'm always open with a new partner when we meet that I was born a chick. I'm now a dude. I'm an atheist. I have a child. I don't want more. And I'm a social worker. That way if any of those things are a nope, I don't waste mine and their time. That being said, if you want to support that does not mean you need to keep dating them. My ex never got over the fact I couldn't have any more kids. We're still good friends. Just wanted different things from life. He should have told you. He didn't give you a choice if you were okay with him transitioning. You are entitled to your feelings. You thought you married a man, but you actually married a woman. Are you okay being married to a woman? It's okay to not be okay with that. My dad transitioned over 20 years ago when I was 18. My parents split up. They have been best friends ever since. He should have disclosed this before you became a serious couple. My aunt actually went through this. When she found out her husband wanted to transition to a woman, she supported him, but obviously they divorced. He completed the transition and is happily a woman now and has been for a long time. They still stay in touch. Slightly smiling face. Don't blame him for how he's feeling, but don't force yourself to stay or feel badly for wanting something different. I would suggest couples therapy, even just to get through some initial difficult conversations. What triggers me here is your husband's lack of honesty about something that he knew would eventually affect your marriage. He thought you wouldn't marry him if you had the full facts. He was right. Don't let the obvious elephant hide the hidden one. Your partner is incredibly dishonest with you. You wouldn't be turning your back on a human in need. You'd be leaving a relationship built on a false basis by someone who misrepresented their entire life and vision of the future, which in turn changed yours. The utter disregard is astounding. My heart goes out to you. Op. I'll use his current self-identification out of respect for his wishes, even if he would otherwise want to be understood as a woman. But transitioning and who a trans person is can be so very complex and surprising. For example, not all trans people experience bottom dysphoria and may actually be fine with part of their own anatomy that could still lead to you having children. That is all for your husband to know, discover and share with you though. This is all very scary and I'm sorry this is all now landing in your lap, but I wish you so much love in this. And I guess if you have any questions you can reach out to me or ask Transgender. Leave. Life is too short for this shit. Woman shrugging, medium dark skin tone. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sounds like you were blindsided. The marriage, as you knew it, is over. If you had wanted to be married to a woman, you wouldn't have married a man. You can support him and still divorce him. You two could end up being great friends. Good luck to you. You can support them without staying married to them. Are you attracted to women? Because if not, then no matter how much you try to force it, you are not going to be attracted to your husband as a woman. And that's okay. It's not something that should be expected of you. Even if you are attracted to women, it doesn't mean you'll be attracted to this particular woman. And again, that's okay. You are who you are. Just as much as your husband is who they are. Everyone should be able to live their life how they want. And that goes for you too. One of my best friends is going through her husband transition into a woman. They think everything should be normal and okay, refuses to agree with a divorce. When in fact it is not. My friend is not a lesbian in any way. But she also supports her soon-to-be ex decision. Side note, I've known for years that it was coming. Certain things come out when you're wasted with your best friend. You don't have to be married to him to still support his decisions and co-parent. My ex-boyfriend is gender fluid. Married with a kid. I don't know how his wife does it, and I see where you are coming from. I have other friends who have transitioned, and since I was never intimate with them, I feel it's a different conversation. Support them the best you can, but don't sacrifice yourself for their situation. You both deserve happiness. You're both going to need to go to therapy to manage this best, but I would hold off on kids until your husband makes a decision about how he wants to move forward for himself. First off, I'm sorry you're going through this. You're not in the wrong for not wanting to be with him. But you can support him if you want to. My wife and I female have had this discussion before. Just out of curiosity, if one of us wanted to transition to a male, we agreed neither of us could be with a man. We love each other very much. But only as women because that is our preference. It doesn't mean we're wrong for it. It's just our personal preference. I completely understand that because I wouldn't want to be with a man either. Lol, honestly. There's no other way around this or dealing with this other than getting a divorce. This is not something anyone shouldn't be 100% transparent about. She shouldn't have married you if he felt that way. At the very least, he should have let you know his thoughts, intentions. The reality is you can be supportive while also doing what's best for you. If that's being with them or not is up to you. Get out. I would. You don't have to stay married to support their transition. You wanted to marry a man, not a woman. And it's completely your choice to decide if you stay in a relationship or divorce and remain a supportive friend. Either way, you are not a transphobe or bigot. And you don't have to force yourself to do anything you don't want to. This has completely caught you off guard and has made you question your whole marriage. Which isn't healthy at all. Your husband isn't a bad guy, but should have been honest with you the second he wanted to marry you. Don't bring kids into this situation. It is okay that you are bi and not pan. Don't let anyone tell you different. It's okay if you need to leave. Omission is a form of betrayal. Your husband is wrong for keeping this from you, for not being true to himself in the first place. Trapping you. I am so sorry this happened to you. I've a child from a somewhat similar situation, so I totally get where you're coming from. Support yourself first. Take some time for yourself to think about everything. Also, it's totally okay to feel upset because your husband has hidden such a significant part of his life from you. Regarding the stay with him part, I think if he really does it, he will dump you first immediately, naturally, and ruthlessly.